Hello and welcome to my top picks for the best games of 1986. And coming in at our number 4 slot is Outrun. Now, Outrun is a game that I only recently discovered. I was at an arcade about 2 or 3 years ago. And an arcade is like an archaic thing that many people don't know about. It's when you actually leave your house, go to a building to play video games. It's crazy, I know. But as you can see here, Outrun is a very fast racing game. Now, you're just racing the clock, mind you. You're not racing any other all these other pedestrians on the streets of California. I'm going to say it's California. And yeah, it's just very fast paced. The arcade machine that I played it on actually has the car, the red Ferrari. I guess that's a Ferrari. I have no idea about cars, guys, so don't judge me too harshly on that kind of stuff. But it's an actual machine that you sit in. It has the steering wheel, it has the stick shift and all that stuff, the pedals to accelerate, and you get up to some pretty high speeds. And as you can see from the footage, I don't like to brake too often. And this is the thing about Outrun, you can actually choose the path, which way you want to go. So you could go left or right, and I think in the end you can have it's one of those early pioneers of multiple endings. I think there's 8 different ending points. So yeah, there's not many racing games in my lists because they are not my real go-tos. So for me, if it's music, racing, or sports games, it doesn't really interest me. This one does, however. I think it's just primarily because of that arcade unit of actually being in the car and just really fast driving as well. So yeah, that's my number 4. Let's move on to our number 3. And our number 3 pick here is Metroid, the original Metroid for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now again, as I was saying in my last video on reviews and stuff like that, I guess they're not really reviews, but whatever. This is my just tastes in gaming. Metroid I came to very late, so most Nintendo stuff, I don't think it's a secret. I think I might have said this before, but my first Nintendo console was the Wii. I did grow up with friends who had SNESes and especially the Nintendo 64. So what I'm saying is I was really late to these games, but I'm glad that I've actually got to play them and try them out. Metroid, it's a really great adventure game. I guess it is kind of adventure. It's a lot of dark caves and just trying to figure out where to go. Admittedly, for me, it was a bit challenging. I had no idea. I had a general idea of where to go, but how to actually sit down and finish the game, I needed to look at guides and stuff like that. But I have to say, I did enjoy my time with it, and it's well deserving to be on this list. At Nintendo, they seem to just make really great franchises, and I'm actually really looking forward to playing the sequel to this one, but also getting into the Metroid Prime series later on down the line. Okay, on to number 2. Okay, so number 2 is Castlevania, as you can see here. Castlevania, again, it was one of those games that... This wasn't the first one I played. I had played Castlevania games before, but not on any Nintendo system. For a long while, Castlevania was pretty much just they go hand in hand, Castlevania and Nintendo, for quite a long time. But then there was new systems and stuff like that, and then I think it's Konami. Yeah, Konami they wanted to branch out a little bit with what machines they're gonna put the next Castlevania on and stuff like that. And eventually it became a multi-platform series. You could just get a Castlevania game on any system. But specifically with Castlevania 1, it's one of those games that I can't beat because it is one of those, it's old school, so it's just when they made games hard, they were hard. And this one, it's just, I get up to death. I think that's just the last stage before Dracula, right? And that death fight gets me every time when he's spinning his scythes around. You have to dodge them and dodge him and hit him. I can't get around that one. But it's one of those ones that I've always been aware of. As I said before, I played like the sequels before getting around to this one. I think I played this one originally on the, I don't even know what it was called. I think it was called the Virtual Console, I think they called it. And the Virtual Console was like a, it was like an Xbox Live Arcade thing for the Wii back in the day. And yeah, that was the first time I played it. I played it on like some god-awful like retro controller as well. That's like one of the most ugliest controllers ever. But anyways, it's really good. It is really, really good. What I can add on is it spawned like one of the well-known franchises of all time. It's just one of those ones that like instantly you can hear like the Simon Belmont theme or the Vampire Killer theme, and then it's just like, it's just instantaneous. You just know that that's Castlevania, and yeah, it's a damn good video game. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't already. And on to our number one game of 1986. It is, of course, The Legend of Zelda. Now, Nintendo, they have a way of making really great franchises. So you've got Metroid, you have obviously Super Mario Bros. Beforehand, and now you have Link in The Legend of Zelda itself. Yeah, fun fact, as a kid I always thought like the green guy was Zelda. I don't ask me why. It's just one of those things. I think that is not like an uncommon thing that a lot of people who haven't really played it before think, oh right, it's those games with like the kid in the green hat kind of deal, the elf-like character who is actually Link. But yeah, I mean, Nintendo, they just keep doing it, don't they? The Legend of Zelda, I kind of personally like it more. I've only completed a few Zelda games. I'm glad that I'm going through all of them, by the way. So like, I am definitely doing that. This one is definitely really good. It's really good. I like some of the others a lot more, but for first entry into the series, it's great. It's definitely the second best Nintendo franchise of all time, in my opinion. First and foremost, I think you can make the argument that this is like it, but like I believe more so Mario. Obviously, Mario is just super important. But as for this guy, and I've just died right there. It's a great first adventure, and the Zelda series, just like the Mario series, seems to have a way of reinventing itself. Mario more so reinvents itself, but like Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, it has a way of just like almost retelling the same tale. It's always going to be like good versus evil in that, and like Ganondorf is the baddie, but it's just the way that it can just change it up, you know, and reinvent itself a little bit. So yeah, those are my top games of 1986. Next up will be 1987, and then all the years afterwards. So if you did enjoy my little insight, well, this little insight into like my tastes in games, please do like and subscribe. I'll have more to come. Right, until next one. Bye.